Yes, the scene we have seen yesterday is a direct translation of what we have spoken about a month ago, that this is a failing mechanism from the logistic aspects. And there are consideration also ethically and humanitarian wise, also security wise. But at least from the logistical aspect, yesterday proven this mechanism as failing, and it is unable to replace UNRWA as an entity to provide aid. We have always talked about the attempt to replace UNRWA with other institutions which wouldn't help to relieve the Gaza population, especially that UNRWA has registries and records of the population, and it has mechanisms and tools to deal with different Palestinian regions and with the Gaza population segments. Replacing the UNRWA with another institution, whether the US Foundation, will need a lot of time in preparation to gain the sufficient amount of information and statistics to communicate with the population and deliver aid. This foundation also has some consideration that it serves military purposes of Israel and not only humanitarian purposes. Even the idea of the population cooperating with this foundation and communicating with it will be very hindered. What we have seen today is the failure of this foundation to deliver aid for over 2 million people who are starving for 85 days now. They have been completely deprived of food, and they witnessed a complete closure of all food storages. There must be a mechanism to sort how could we have a mechanism to sort people out and see who deserves food and who doesn't? The crowds fighting to have some food after a long time of starvation is a natural reaction, and the inability of these centers to receive 2 million Gazans is impossible. They talked and said that their capacity is only 1 million Gazan per month, which means that half of the population will not be able to obtain any food during the first month if everything goes as planned, and if it's only about giving aid to 1 million people. What about the other million? Will they be starved to death or what? Also, mobilizing aid in the south is very difficult because you will never be able to cover the high population density in Gaza. In 25% of the Gaza area, which is less than 50 kilometers for 2 million people. These are unhumanitarian conditions and impossible on the ground. And all of these introductions and findings were very clear before starting this mechanism. It was very evident that this mechanism would have failed, and the Israeli side is still placing their bet on this foundation. And what happened yesterday was an expected scenario, but it can be controlled in a few days. This is according to Israeli media. If the people are organized enough and they come with the organization to the humanitarian centers, it will work out. But the food centers means that they will control the population one way or another, and they will oblige them to enter the security system imposed by Israel in exchange for food.